I feel I've been involved in football since school days. I imagine playing from year 8, 9, 10, coaching. I'd picked up my first role in coaching from I was 20, working in a community project in St Matthew's Estate in Brixton, sort of based in around Brockwell Park, Tulse Hill area. So that's sort of my route into coaching, and then from then it's just roles. I've taken on opportunities at various different clubs, well not various different, but different levels of football, and sort of just worked up my way into where I am now. So yeah, I think overall it's probably been about, said, 15, 16 year journey, I'd say, yeah. I think initially it's always been for me to work with young people. Being a young person myself at some point, obviously my journey wasn't so clear cut in understanding what it is that I wanted to do in my life. And so initially I sort of got involved in youth work as a mean, and then that led on to coaching, and obviously football being an interest of mine, I thought the idea of coaching, working with young people, but football was sort of the vehicle in terms of an engagement tool. So through that I was able to sort of send a message of, you know, of direction and purpose for young people. So those that I engaged with was not just for the football purposes only, it was about what do you want to do with your life sort of thing. And after that it turned into obviously the competitive environment and developing players and that sort of thing. But I think the core root of it was working with young people. Yeah, coaching qualification has been sort of my route into where I am. I think without them I wouldn't have been in the position or offered positions that I've been given. So yeah, started my level 1 obviously, went through my level 1 badges, level 1, level 2, did a youth module course of 1, 2 and 3 up at St James's Park, St George's Park, and then developed that into my UEFA B. And then ever since then, the experience has really been my main learning tool, if I'm honest. Taking the structure the youth module gave me helped me to condense, or to help me to make clear points to different types of learners. So the coaching tools are there, and certificates are there to sort of structure your thinking, so you're able to deliver messages to various types of groups of players and stuff like that. It's a weird one because obviously when you look out on the field, there's a lot of black players on the field, but off the field, the officials don't represent what's on the field. So I guess with time, things are changing. But I just think it's down to perception, really. Ignorance. Yeah, just down to a lack of understanding about different types of people. So I know the FA is making a massive initiative in terms of trying to educate first and foremost, and sort of level out the playing field with BAME coaching funds and opportunities and like that. So that's sort of helping. I just think things come in time. I think as generations go and new generations grow up, they grow up in a society that's multicultural, and those people are taking up positions in power, and then they will change the face of football. So it's about the new generation of people, of thinkers, to really take on roles where they can influence things in that direction. Whilst people of, if you like, an older mindset are still in those roles, it's very hard to shift that change of perception. Yeah, 100%. I think it will inspire a group of people that are thinking about it, and seeing there's somebody that looks like me on the touchline will then sort of inspire you to go that direction. I think one of the biggest role models in that perception was Gavin Rose and Cads at Dulwich Hamlet. It's two managers that came from this level of football, and they're in the National League. And what they've done was as an example to me as a young coach coming up. But yeah, that sort of representation will then help spark something in someone's mind to then think, okay, I can do this, or I should break past this barrier or this challenge that's ahead of me and find a route in to get myself in a position where I'm able to do what I'm passionate about. Pathways, I think, are there in regards to you can go and do your certifications. So you could work your way into getting from a level 1 to a UEFA B. I think the UEFA B though and the UEFA's certifications are a bit stringent in certain things. But the pathway from player to coach, it's dependent on the player. I think if the player really wants to go and do it, then he has to go and seek it and find it. It's not like an automatic progression. Like if you do this and do that, you're going to become a coach. I think you've actually got to actively be around coaches first and foremost, get involved in the coaching side of things, and then take things forward from there. But other than that, it's not a clear path in regards to just going from player to coach. I don't believe. I think you've really got to want to go out. Like we did different things, like going into football. We then did our level 1s, level 2s. Me and Cornelius went to the same university. And then so we were just surrounded by coaches, and so that type of people that you surround yourself with brings on an interest, and you sort of look at opportunities and share opportunities. Your social circle is a key part of that. Get your badges, get your certifications, do a lot of volunteering, because it's not a clear-cut pathway. So do a lot of volunteering, see what opportunities are out, keep your eyes open for opportunities. Get your coaching hours up. The more coaching hours you have, the more experiences you have, the more competent you become as a coach, and appreciate the other side. Know the pro game, know the non-league game, know the amateur game, and just appreciate football as a whole. But volunteering hours is probably a big chunk of that. So you won't go straight into a role that's going to pay you. You're going to find those opportunities are not so, are very far. And then, just lots of coaching hours. Sometimes even coaching different sports opens up your perspective on things as well. Twitter and probably Instagram need to vet things a bit more as when you're setting up an account, because you can quite easily set up a fake account and then send all that abuse, and it's not direct. You won't be tracked to that. But I think there needs to be more verification in that process. Maybe you scan a passport, you scan something electronically, take a picture of it before you upload or before you create an account. So therefore it's easy to track who sent that abuse, and it's not some anonymous person that they delete their account afterwards. It is a clear person, and that person can get sanctioned after that. When someone commits a crime, there's an investigation, you can quickly directly find out who committed that crime, and that's it. Social media allows you to be anonymous. And then education. I think education is the biggest thing, because racism, I think, is down to ignorance or lack of understanding. Some people have grown up in a culture where their grandparents have told them that this type of person is like this, so therefore you should treat them like, or you should be, or have that perception of. So I think it's just about re-education. They've been educated the wrong way, and they need to be re-educated. That's pretty much it.